As Marcus Aurelius once said, think by way of example on the times of Vespasian. And you'll see all these things: marrying, raising children, falling ill, dying, wars, holiday feasts, commerce, farming, flattering, pretending, suspecting, scheming, praying that others die, grumbling over one's lot, falling in love, amassing fortunes, lusting after office and power. Now that life of theirs is dead and gone. The times of Trajan, again the same. On a gentle curve of the river, Decimus checked his olive trees. It was the time of Vespasian, and the air was thick with heat. He grumbled over his lot. A persistent drought was threatening his crop, and he had a new wife and his first child on the way. He watched a merchant barge pass by and felt the familiar pang of ambition. He wasn't content with just farming. He dreamed of amassing a fortune, saving enough to buy a stall in the city market. His thoughts turned dark as he saw his neighbor, Valerius, walking toward the magistrate's villa. Valerius was always flattering the powerful, pretending to be a loyal friend while scheming for land. Decimus suspected him of diverting water from the communal aqueduct. He found himself praying not that Valerius would die, but that his own harvest would be slightly better, a small, petty victory. He thought of his ailing father and the funeral rites that would soon follow. He felt the heavy, repetitive weight of his life, marrying, raising children, working, and worrying, all while lusting after a small bit of power and security. Now, that life of his is dead and gone. Centuries later, in the same spot, Alaric built his wattle and daub hut. The Roman villa was just a layer of flat stones he used for his foundation. It was the time of the great plagues, and life was hard. Alaric, a cooper, grumbled over his lot. The king was raising taxes for his wars, and the recent holiday feast had left his pantry bare. He and his wife had 3 children, and he remembered the day he first saw her at the market fair. His youngest son coughed by the fire, a dry, barking sound that terrified him. Alaric worked his trade, but he lusted after the position of guildmaster, a title held by a cruel man named Leofric. Alaric hated Leofric. He suspected Leofric of short-weighting their supplies and flattering the baron. He found himself scheming of ways to expose him. When the church bells tolled for the dead, Alaric would sometimes find himself praying that the plague might take Leofric, a dark thought he quickly pushed away. His life was a cycle of fear, small joys, and constant striving. Now, that life of his is dead and gone. In the modern age, Dr. Simon Hayes, a historian, sat in his university office. He was lusting after office, specifically the position of department head. He was scheming of how to outmaneuver his rival, Dr. Keene, whom he suspected of flattering the dean. He was trying to amass a fortune, or at least pay off his mortgage, and worried about his daughter's college tuition. He took a break, opening his text on the Antonine period. He read a translated passage about a man named Marcus Aurelius, who reflected on the times of Vespasian and Trajan. Dr. Hayes read the list: marrying, falling ill, wars, commerce, flattering, pretending, suspecting, scheming. He stopped. He looked at an email he was drafting against Dr. Keene. He thought of his recent argument with his wife, his checkup next week, and the Veterans Day parade outside. Dr. Simon Hayes looked at the ancient words and then at his own life, and for the first time, he saw no difference at all. If this story connected with you, please like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this.